What's up, guys? I just wanted to make this video, and today's topic, I just wanted to talk about some stuff that has contributed and helped me be successful. Um, I want to start off by saying, success is relative, right? So a lot of people have different definitions of success. I just want to start there, and I want to make that clear, right? So being that success is relative, my definition of success may be a little bit different than people. And people may even say that I haven't reached a certain universal agreed upon definition of success. Haven't reached that bracket where I'd be universally recognized as successful. I do feel successful. I've been more productive, and I've reached a point of stability in my productive journey, to where I'm consistent with my schedule. I'm consistent in life. I'm productive, and I'm moving, and I keep achieving. I just keep achieving. I'm at a point now where I'm just productive every day in the most mature sense. I'm going to work, and I'm providing for my family, and I've been staying at the same job, and a lot of people have tried to take me away from my job. I got a job offer at Wells Fargo Bank. I turned it down. I got a job offer at Ply Gym weekend shift. I turned it down. I got another job offer somewhere. I'm not too sure where. I'm not too sure at this very moment where that third job offer was, but I turned it down. My sales position right now, this was the first job I ever got when it came to sales, and so just having this job, I was just grateful getting the job in the first place, starting a sales career. A lot of people have tried to pull me away from it, but at the end of the day, I've denied job offers, and I've stayed at my job, and I've showed up every day to get that check and provide for my family. And my family feels secure with me as the financial provider, and I have shown them stability. And in that being saying, I've also have been achieving my short and long-term goals, my personal goals. I have a to-do list, and I check up on it, I follow it. I have daily rituals in which I need to brush my teeth, I need to shower, I need to shave, I need to do this, I need to do that. And lust, I'm good. Like I've gotten a hand on my lust, and as every man should. And when it comes to my relationship, when it comes to emotional maturity, I have a handle on that also. And so that's what I mean by success. I do feel successful right now, and I think just every day, as I complete more and more personal goals, and aim higher and higher, and achieve more and more, and my skin grows thicker and thicker, I feel as I endure and immerse myself in so much different experiences, and I get all these experiences under my belt, I feel I can take and handle more and more. And I stopped throwing I stopped throwing myself the bone and moving in caution, and taking myself with a grain of salt, or not necessarily moving with my full potential, or just trying to create bigger opportunities, right? I kind of got lost, right? But anyway, as I keep doing what I'm doing, I allow myself to stop moving with caution, stop trying to be little, and stop trying to hide, and it's like, no, show yourself. I have more confidence, and I allow myself to make bigger opportunities for myself because I feel I can handle them with the experience under my belt as I develop and immerse myself in more experiences. Anyway, so I do feel successful. I'm doing good right now. But yeah, so now we can actually jump into the actual topic of whatever. Things that have helped me be more and more successful was, number one, a to-do list. I find that having a to-do list is so important. You need to have that sense of achievement, and yeah. So number one is a to-do list, and because you have to know where you're going, and you could be strategic. I call it time tracking. On your to-do list, you have to decipher what is most important and very urgent, and what is less important but still urgent, and then what is not urgent but still important, and then what is neither important and neither urgent, but still stuff that you want to do or whatever. And you have to decipher, and you have to categorize the things on your to-do list, and then you have to tackle the things on your to-do list. And a lot of the things on your to-do list are going to be contributing to your short-term and long-term goals. And it's important that you have an organized mind. What they say messy desk, messy mind, messy desk, and that's not productive. And so at the end of the day, have a to-do list, understand where you're going and what you're doing. And if you can carry around why you're doing it, that's a motivator in of itself. Understand why, know why. But it's cool to see the stuff that you have to do so you don't get so disorganized. People without a to-do list, I don't understand how they can even do that. Another thing is calendar. You have to track your calendar. You have to understand what's going on in that calendar. Stay ahead of your appointments, and and I find that a lot of times. Calendar, right? So number one, time tracking, aka to-do list. Number two, calendar. Number three is educate yourself. Now, I actually find that I actually will fall short, and I won't land certain opportunities. But if I educate myself and then I go in there, that's a whole different ball game. It increases my percentage chance of getting that opportunity or winning. And so educating yourself is so important. And so it's like, okay, you're trying to wing a relationship with your woman, where it's like, okay, instead of trying to wing it, and that means that you're unknowingly dealing with the consequences of emotional immaturity or lust or whatever. Instead of just trying to wing your relationship, actually care about it. Take you and your woman and your relationship serious. Educate yourself. Talk to your therapist. Have little sessions, 30 minutes a day, where you just sit down and you just look into some stuff, and you go ahead and just nip it in the bud. Okay, lust is not good. Why is that not good? Right? What's going on with that? How can that not be good? Being a man, being a provider for the family, and not having a job. I haven't had a job in 2 weeks. Why is that not good? What can go ahead and just start nipping stuff in the butt? Sit down, have those sessions, have those 30-minute hour sessions where you're literally just looking into stuff and educating yourself, because that way you're going ahead and nipping stuff in the butt, and inevitably you're staying ahead of things, which is really, really good, really productive. And you'll find that no longer are you just kind of moving with emotions, and you're just letting stuff happen to you. You're taking more initiative. You're being more intentional with your life, and also you're staying ahead of things, which is always good. So yeah, I'd say educate yourself. If you have a job interview, educate yourself about that company and start taking it serious. Like, instead of fast food, let me go. By the way, I have a job, right? Oh, that was an example. But anyway, if you don't have a job and it's like, okay, instead of fast food, or instead of this low paying job that wants so many hours or whatever, that's not going to really be very flexible with another job, and they're asking for too much or whatever, instead of going for that job, let me go for a job that I'm very intentional about, that I really want, whether it's a sales job, whether it's real estate, an office job, sales, or whatever. Go for that job and say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put in so many applications, which is gonna grant me so many opportunities for interviews. I'm gonna carry myself well, but before I even go in for that interview, I'm going to educate myself on the company, I'm going to educate myself so good. You know, and that is a good example. If you're going in for a job interview, if you just educate yourself about the company, educate yourself, like what kind of questions you can ask, whatever, what's going to make you, then you'll land the job. In that kind of, you know, and that's just an analogy for just life. Educate yourself. Try to nip things in the butt so you stay ahead of it. You'll find that when you're that kind of person, you are going to be a lot more successful, and it's going to help you be successful. Yeah, I'm going to say the next thing, number 4, is going to be fasting. Now, a lot of people talk about fasting, but the specific fasting that I'm talking about is a couple of notable fasts that I have done that have contributed to my success. One is media fast. I can't tell you how much media will contribute and literally be the very reason why you procrastinate a lot of things. And it's the reason why you can't stay ahead of things. It's the reason why you keep falling behind. It's the reason why you keep procrastinating in life. It's the reason why you didn't have a job and it's been 3 weeks and you keep telling people that you're gonna apply to a job, but you don't. You know, another thing is you keep talking about your goals and your dreams and how we could be successful if we just whatever. But at the end of the day, you keep getting stuck on media. And all of a sudden, dude, for a guy, weeks can blow by. Days and days and weeks can blow by. But for women, it's not that simple. Women, you know, they're emotional creatures and they get stressed. They get very stressed. And if you have a woman and she's worried about financials and she's worried about stability and she doesn't really feel that secure, if you have a woman like that, and women do tend to be more, you know, to be like that more, they're gonna feel those days. They're gonna feel every single day. Time is gonna be slower for them. They don't like to be unsure, and they surely don't like a man who is unsure, who keeps getting stuck on media, and who keeps letting weeks pass by without getting up, taking action, and bringing results to the table. And so, media fast, you will, once you start a media fast, and I want to define media fast. Media fast is, you know, it's saying, I'm not going to watch Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikToks. I'm not going to watch YouTube videos. I'm not going to do anything in the realm of media. Okay? I'm not even going to watch television shows or movies. The only exception to watching, I find that the only exceptionable exception to this fast is the news. As long as you're not over consuming the news on your daily station, that could be okay in the mornings. And I'm not talking about go on your phone. No, it needs to be on the big screen. It needs to be a TV. No exception to be scrolling through all the news articles on your phone. Don't be. That's breaking the fast. The second thing would be sitting down and watching some movies or TV shows with your partner. As long as you're not overdoing it or over consuming, you know, oftentimes I actually find that is some of the best quality time. It's a form of quality time. A lot of women that's a lot of women's love language. Women, you have a love language of quality time. Not all of them do, but a lot of times quality time resonates with them the most, right? And so those are the only 2 exceptions for the media fast. But I would say that the media fast is so important. And you'll find that the moment you start that media fast, you'll find that you're going to be a lot more productive. You're going to stop pushing things back. And you're going to find that one of your biggest antagonists one of the biggest things that get you to procrastinate on your goals and the things that you need to do is finally gone. And trust and believe, your personal performance, your professional performance, and your performance as a husband, brother, father, boyfriend, whatever, your performance will increase and will be better So I'm gonna say media fast. And there's other forms of fasting. No fap fast. That means no fap, right? I think y'all know what that means. Lust is a dangerous and disgusting thing, right? Lust is a very tricky thing, especially for men. And a lot of times in this day and age, people, you have to watch out for being mind controlled, because but lust, we can be very susceptible for lust, and oftentimes it can get so bad and so extreme to the point that we lose who we are. That's not acceptable. That's not okay. But it happens. And so when it comes to lust, you have to nip that in the butt. You can't have it. It's just that simple. Us men, we are capable of destruction. And you have to say, Lord, have mercy over my wrath, because we are capable of so much, of such destruction. And so we cannot possess lust. There's no thin line. There's no little bit. You can't possess it. If you find yourself at the store looking at a woman's behind, if you find yourself scrolling through women, beach models and bikinis on the Instagram, unacceptable. That's lust. Us men, we cannot handle lust. We cannot do it. You can't have an ounce of it. I'm sorry. We can't handle it as men, and it's disgusting. And it will ruin you. It'll ruin your relationship. It'll ruin your life. And all of a sudden, you're not with the woman who birthed your children because you cheated or because you did something that you weren't supposed to. That's not acceptable. Men do not have lust. You can't have a single ounce of it. None of it. None. All right? Simple. If you do endure, if you do have sexual relations, then it needs to be romantic. It needs to be romantic, and it needs to be with the person that you love most in this world. You cannot share yourself with multiple people. It says that in the Bible. I'm not going to quote the Bible. There's people that aren't religious, and personally, I don't necessarily. I think there's a big difference between worldly knowledge and religious knowledge, right? Like if people are quoting the Bible, then that's like in the spiritual realm. It's just simply spiritual. It does have to do with who you are, but it's not necessarily earthly. And if I'm speaking to the masses, then I'm not going to sit there and start quoting the Bible. I really just wanted to mention that it was in the Bible for the Christians, for the Christians that wanted to, and the Christians know that's in the Bible. Yeah, but. Absolutely. But in the final form of lust is not getting too specific, but it's going ahead and nipping off just those daily rituals that are not healthy. Not healthy. If you find yourself eating a lot, that could actually be a form of procrastination. That could be you saying, oh, I'm going to get to it, but putting it off and finding yourself that you're eating a lot. Eating could be a bad ritual. Bad daily ritual that's actually getting in the way of success. I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that maybe for some people that could be one of those daily rituals that, just like media, could actually just be getting in your way and not actually very productive. And the eating in of itself, yeah, sure, that's not productive, but when it's to the point where it's messing with your productivity, then there's a problem. And you should probably tell yourself, okay, I'm going to go on a diet. And that diet is not necessarily specific foods, limiting on what I can eat, but when I can eat, right? So just fasting but strategic fasting. So yeah, I just wanted to share these things that have contributed to my success, helped me be more successful. But absolutely, you guys, believe in yourself. Show up every day. And the final thing I'll say stability first. Then you can revise and implement style. That means show up every day. Keep the job. No, you don't have options. I don't care if someone offers you this really cool job, but no, dude, you haven't had a job. You haven't stuck to a job in the last 4 years. Stay at that job for a year. Stability first, And once you're a man that is capable of holding a job, only then can you start looking at a better job, right? If show up every day, stability first. Your family deserves stability. You want to be a mature man that is capable of family, that is capable of being a financial provider. You want to be that kind of man, then stability first. Stability first, then provide and implement style. So that, what does that mean? That also means you can't be lustful out the gate, and you never should you be. But I'm saying that don't have sex at all. Don't have sexual relations at all. Stability first. Make sure that your relationship is good, that it's romantic, that everything is going okay. Stability first, and then you can have that sit down and talk, and then you can have sexual relations, XYZ. And for the Christians out there, there's a reason why it says wait till marriage, right? Because stability first, and then you can revise and implement style, right? Anyway, these are some things that kind of just helped me be more successful. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.